What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and Finra saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video I will show you the latest news directly related to our story. I will show you an update in regards to the Khorassani and Finra lawsuit. I will show you another lie that will help us to solve our problem. On top of that, I will show you a new letter from Congress that is quite different than any other letters that we have right now. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is the easiest way how we can push this video forward to the broader audience, and eventually it will help us to win this battle. So, let's start with the news itself. Junk Savvy wrote this tweet, decision match, Khorassani versus Finra. Appellate judges decide to take the appeal on submission, which means there will be no oral arguments. Mark Basile expects the written decision in a few weeks, and here you can see several links about the latest updates on Khorassani versus Finra case, and here is the link for this lawsuit, and Steamroller versus OTC market, and here is the second link. And let me show you what did Mark Basile comment on this. MMTLP, no need to read anything negative into this decision. The court has the inherent power to decide issues by submission, especially if they have no questions, which could be a positive. This means instead of scheduling oral arguments for later in January, the case is already submitted and we will get their decision sooner. And definitely it is a very good update from Mark where he explains that it is not the bad news that basically judge skipped the one step towards the resolution. This means we will have this result sooner, and RKP wrote this. How many weeks will it take for the decision? And Mark wrote a few, maybe 2, maybe 4. We have waiting one time about 3 months, but I don't think that it will happen here. And this means, according to Mark Basile, this resolution might be disclosed by the end of this month or at the very beginning of the next one. And definitely it is a very, very good sign. So, and let me show you another quite interesting news. Johnny Tobacco wrote this tweet about 2 days ago. He wrote, "What's bugging me is a podcast hosted my friend and perennial short seller Dennis Neal. I'm trying to get Dennis to bring me on his podcast to get him on the MMTLP bus. Let's encourage Dennis to have on JT and join the team. Come on DK, let's shed some more light on this disaster." And here's the link on this podcast, and let me show you that Dennis Neal responded to Johnny Tobacco, and he wrote, "Okay guys and girls, what do you say? Do we have on the great Johnny Tobacco of Newsmax Wise Guys on the what's bugging me on Ricochet to talk FTX and MMTLP and illegal naked short selling and the rip-off of 65,000 shareholders?" And I think it is another amazing news that will help us to solve the problem, that will help us basically to push this case forward to the broader audience, and definitely it will help us a lot, because the more people know about this situation, the more chances we have to solve it in our favor. But at the same time, guys, I have quite interesting news. Let me show you this. Iron Ape MMTLP wrote this. "Dennis, did you see this? The once mighty Forbes has now resorted to ridiculing 65,000 plus investors who have suffered immeasurably for 400 days. Nice, huh? These two scumbags, David Kochkodin and Bob Ivory, think their cartoons is hilarious, and Forbes posts it multiple times a week. They are not an intellectually curious individuals. They laugh at the MMTLP investors' pain inflicted by the SHF masters, which include disabled American veterans. It's sick, it's barbaric, and F Forbes for doing this to us. Karma will come back around. And here is the link to the tweet that was published by Forbes 18 hours ago. And they, again, they use this picture and they wrote, to paraphrase Mark Twain, it's easier to fool people into believing they will make piles of money than it is to convince them they've been fooled. Here is the true story of stock investors who smoked so much opium, they lost their shirts and their minds. And yes, on the other side, we also have a lot of wrongdoers who are trying to push our case down. And guys, they have much more money than we have. And that is why they use these major media sources. And because of this, they are trying to stonewall any our efforts. But at the same time, we have very good update from the Congress. Due diligence wrote, breaking, Mark D. Solner has sent a letter to the SEC and Finra expressing concerns about his constituents' holdings related to MMTLP, stating that multiple constituents report a non-receipt of compensation in the form of shares from the spin-off. The Honorable Congressman requests more information on avenues for resolution. Thank you, Congressman De Solner and our California group. And here is the letter itself. Let me show you it in details. It was written on January the 9th and it was signed by Mark De Solner. And let me quote you just several paragraphs. Dear Chairman Gaster and Mr. Cook, I am writing to share concerns that have been raised with me regarding trading activity of metamaterials Series A preferred shares. My office has heard some multiple constituents who state that they have not received a satisfactory resolution after December 2022 trading halt associated with the corporate spin-off. Accordingly, I am bringing this matter to your direct attention. As you know, the Finra halted of MMTLP effective December the 9th, 2022 in advance of the spin-off of NextBridge Hydrocarbons from Metamaterials. While the trading halt was to be followed by a payout of shares in NextBridge Hydrocarbons, the constituents who have contacted my office tell me that they have not received the compensation they believe they are owed. The Securities and Exchange Commission and Finra have a responsibility to protect investors and safeguard the integrity of public markets in order to ensure that American investors remain confident in the ability of the SEC and Finra to protect them from wrongdoing. I believe it would be prudent for these regulatory bodies to take affirmative steps that adequately address the concerns of retail investors. In addition, I believe it would be helpful for the SEC and Finra to share further information with the public about the most appropriate avenues for recourse in this matter. My constituents have noted that the information shared by regulators up to this point has not been of much assistance in seeking recourse. And I have to say that it is the first letter that is asking for compensation that MMTLP shareholders didn't receive, and in my opinion it is a very good add-on to the number of previous letters that we have on the table and that are still working for us. And guys, I think one of the most prominent ways to solve this problem is through the Congress subpoena. And I think it will happen by the end of this month, because we have a pure deadline by the end of January of 2024 that Gary Gensler and Robert Cook have to respond to the letter that was written and signed by more than 89 Congress members to this point. And I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack.